Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
And I have my co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
And today, we're going to finally get a chance to talk about our New Year's resolutions for the year of 2020. How was everyone's 2019, by the way?
I liked mine. I did. I liked mine. Most people are like, oh, God, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah. I mean, I liked parts of it, but, man, it was a learning experience.
That's good, but a lot of good things did happen for you, Kelly.
Yeah, a lot of good things and a lot of painful things, a lot of letting go of things, that's for sure. And, yeah, it was definitely a learning experience. And then, like you said, a lot of good things, too. So I can't say it was all bad, but it was definitely a big purge and letting go and letting in the great things. So,
one of the best. Go ahead.
Oh, but man, the letting go stuff, that was, letting go like decades of stuff, like thought patterns and belief systems and things like that. And just finally saying enough's enough and not letting those things back in. And I think a lot of that's kind of carrying over to the spring cleaning that I'm going to be doing and garage sales and just saying I'm done and with certain things and starting new, fresh.
But you know what? And you can go on. I just wanted to say one thing that is amazing about your life for 2019 is everybody wants what you got. The love. Because we have so many callers that say, oh, when am I going to find my love of my life? And you did. So that must be a good feeling, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. It was like, wow, I've waited this long, and it took having to learn, some really deep life lessons and deep things about myself and what I wasn't going to do anymore, what I wasn't going to put up with, and learning what I really, really wanted.
And that was the same thing that happened to me this last year, too.
Yeah, and Brian's here, and that's what he had to learn, too. And then when we both learned that, and when we both learned what we weren't going to put up with anymore and who we were, that's when we were allowed to meet each other. But it took both of us to get to that point.
And it was perfectly aligned.
Yeah. That's what's so beautiful about it. Because if only one of us was in the right place, it wouldn't have worked.
No, you may have had to wait longer.
Yeah, or one of us would have met some doofus that it didn't work out with, and meanwhile the other one would have been free, and then maybe met somebody else, and then, it wouldn't have worked at the same time. But being that we're both ready at the same time, and we're both, having the same interests and the same personality, and the same like family values and ideals for what we were looking for and the kind of future that we're looking for.
We've also learned from each other and kind of push each other in a loving way to better both of ourselves.
Yeah. And we're both, aligned with, wanting the same types of things. So it helps, and if we see the other one backslide, then we kind of lovingly remind.
Absolutely.
Without
judgment or pushing and without pressure.
Yeah, we
don't
want
find
the other
that
one
out.
to feel.
One of the things I love, Kelly, is when I'll hear you, this love also comes out with your animals. Like, you'll be like, okay, I'm just watching my animals. Okay, no, your brother and sister, you can't do that together. Stop that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, why aren't you eating? No, those aren't your pet cricket. Yeah, those are your food. You gotta,
Oh, yeah, they give you energy and joy.
Yeah.
They
and
do.
They really do. And Moon Shoe's here sitting on Brian's shirt, and Brian's playing a video game because it's his day off. And, for his day off, he sure did a lot. He was cooking and baking, and I'm taking care of the animals.
Bread and cookies.
Yeah, he was doing bread and cookies and dinner, and so I was taking care of the little babies.
Well, that's like a dream come true to have a man do that for you, and just to adore you and love you. And then, but back to when you guys had to learn that you had to kind of push boundaries and learn, like every couple, like how much there is no judgment, how much you're just there unconditionally, and a lot of people can find. A person that they're dating, they can find a partner, but not very many people can find somebody that loves them unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
That is something big. No matter what.
And it's always a choice too, because it's not easy, and you don't do it out of because you feel like it sometimes. It's just simply a choice because you've made that commitment and the same person is just that committed to you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, exactly. Yeah.
And that goes along with like everything you were saying that you learned for 2019 with not putting up with this and, things that how you want to live your life and your boundaries. But now that you've met your partner, it's easier to like set those up and keep them. Because you know what? It's one thing to set them, and that's what New Year's resolutions are all about. It's another thing to actually go through with it and keep it. So how have you been able to do that specifically, like in detail? How have you been able to like stick to your guns?
Well, it's really easy when you find somebody that you're really great friends with and you have a lot in common, and you don't yell and you can have disagreements, but as soon as you realize, I think we hurt each other's feelings maybe twice, and as soon as we realized that the wrong thing came out, then we apologized and we talked through it to see why that came out, and we talked through it to make sure that we didn't say something like that again.
9 times out of 10, it's someone misunderstanding something because, we've never done that on purpose.
Right.
Yeah, and I think, too, that we have been focusing so much on building a friendship.
Absolutely.
That, the relationship just kind of falls into place. And we never intended to move in together, but it just kind of like happened that, that we did that right away. And so it was learning to live together and learning each other, and learning the other person's likes and dislikes and compatibility, and like we haven't allowed like the sex part to take over, or the ooh baby and the lust and all that stuff, because once that stuff enters it, it can take over and override everything else. And we never wanted that to happen, because that's happened in previous relationships. And once that does, it can muddy the waters so that communication gets messed up. Learning the person for who they really are gets messed up, because, sex is fun and it can, take over. So we didn't want it to do that, because we wanted to have this be completely different than any other relationship that we'd been in. So
we've been right.
Yeah. So, we actually put that on the back burner, and it's been working really, really well. And,
Yeah. My mom and Dawn did that. Her husband, now 27 years, and he was the one. He's like, I am adamant about that. I mean, there's a lot of other things you can do, but that until marriage, they refrained from it, and they have the strongest marriage. They have a foundation. Nobody's going anywhere. So I really admire you guys for that. Wow.
Yeah, thank you. That's what we're doing, and we're taking things very slow. And it sounds contrary to moving in, but really that's what we're doing. And
when you set your mind to something, when you set your mind to it and truly believe that you're doing the right thing for the right reasons, it's unbelievable. We were both surprised, especially me, how easy it became for other things to become the focus of our relationship.
Wow.
And like people that know me really, really well, they're like, "And you're happy with that?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Wow, okay, well, great," they're because they know that, both of us, that people that know us really well know that. Yes, exactly. They know that the drive is there, the want is there, and it's like we're waiting, and it blows people's minds, but they see how happy we are, and that it's based on much, much deeper than that. So it's like once we get married, it's going to be like, I'm sure it's going to be crazy, but good. And, but we're going to have the foundation
and more
there for sure.
Meaningful, and even more meaningful, And but to me, it looks like, okay, that person really really cares, really holds me valuable. I'm valuable to that person. That's why they care enough to do it that way. It would make me feel like really, really valued.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm
I'm curious.
That's great.
What would you say
Thank you.
is your New Year's resolution, Barbara?
Oh my goodness. Okay, I was saying that I was going to talk about how I want to be more in control of my surroundings and my atmosphere of all kinds. Just like make sure that I'm always in an environment that's comfortable. I want to make sure that I take the steps to never be in an awkward, uncomfortable situation that I feel like I'm trapped in at the time. That is going to take I've got to write down some steps. I've got to, make sure that I'm, do interviewing or ask the right questions to the person I'm staying with or wherever I'm going. I need to know every single detail. So that's what I'm going to do because I can't take that anymore. I'm getting too old to have to put up with being in a situation like that, especially as a mom. So that is my New Year's resolution. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I
do
think
you
that's
have any
real
others?
smart. I like that.
Thank you, Kelly. Now,
You're welcome.
okay,
I
Johnny
like
says,
that.
do you have anything else? And Kelly's like, yeah. Johnny, please, is that not satisfying for you, my answer? I mean, is that not
Well, that's
exciting
fine.
enough for you?
That's fine. I just wanted to know if you had any other New Year's resolutions besides that one. People usually have more than one. That's all.
He's always on to the next callers.
Right. Oh my goodness. But I think that's a big one because that's kind of like a realization in your life. You know, people say, oh, I want to go to the gym or, you know, keep my house clutter free or these things. But this is a deeper one. I'm looking at my life and I'm saying, okay, time and time again, you're getting in these situations. Well, enough of that. Okay, let's change. My resolution is what I just told you. That's a big one. It's a very big one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to take the steps that I need to take to make sure that my life is comfortable. And many people do this. So why should I be a victim of somebody else? Of, you know, I just throw caution to the wind. I'm not going to throw caution to the wind anymore. I don't want to do that because I live to regret that. So that's what I'm going to do. And, I mean, I'm sure some more will pop into my mind as we go on with the show.
Yeah, you know, I think that's a really good point because when I was younger, you know, girls like us, we were taught to be polite and to be gracious, especially when somebody's hosting us, you know, and then it's if we're in a situation that's uncomfortable, then it's like, oh gosh, how do we react? Because we're supposed to be showing gratitude for somebody doing something nice for us. And then, you know, it's like we're put in that uncomfortable situation where, you know, it's like we're supposed to show gratitude, but then we don't want to show gratitude in that way. But how do we show gratitude but not show, you know, give somebody the wrong impression, you know, by being too gracious? And, you know, it's just kind of like hard sometimes as a female to be in a situation like that. And so it is difficult at times. And I remember times being in my 20s and, you know, you're not worldly at that, you know, time in your life necessarily. And nobody tells you, you know, nobody sits down with you and says, okay, if this happens, do this. You know, you're just told to be nice and, you know, be gracious. And it's like, okay, well, now what? And then, you know, if you have a drink in hand, then things get even more messier because, you know, then it's like, did I just really perceive this way? Or is that kind of making my thinking foggy? You know, so.
Right. Or you don't know if you're going to get around that person who changes completely, or in their environment they're a different person.
Yeah, or if they have a drink, are they going to act strange? You know, it's just, it's weird. You know, a lot different world than, you know, what we're used to sometimes, and when people can act differently and in different places. So, you know, that's a really good point, you know, especially as being females, when we're not in our own safe zone and when we're in somebody else's, you know, that what do we do?
Yes. I've been so surprised so many times where I think somebody's just such a cool friend and then all of a sudden they're maybe in a different place. Like they could be in your place. They could be in a park. They could be in the car. And they completely do something that you're like, what? You can't even believe it. So we can't read people's minds. So we have to just lay our boundaries down. And I'm not going to be shy to do that in the future. I'm going to say, this is what I expect when I'm there. Is there a lock on the door? How do you live in your own home? Do you walk around nude? You know, I mean, you have to. I'm just going to have to ask questions. I think that's what I didn't do. recently is ask straightforward questions. I just assumed. I just give them the benefit of the doubt for being a great, nice person.
Well,
you cannot
yeah.
assume. You can't assume.
That's true, because what's normal for one person may be totally out of line with another person, and it's just that other person's normal and they don't think anything of it. But you and I walking into it might be going, whoa, okay, I didn't expect that.
Right.
Or the other way around. We don't know, coming from different places. So, yeah, it's always good to, get in the open, but we don't expect to have that conversation. We think we know people.
No, and then a lot of times we're used to being protected from maybe our parents, or then it moves to, then we have an agent, or, we have a group of people, a company that's taking care of all these things. And then we get on in our own situation, we're trying to do it ourselves, but you're seeing it in a different way, and then you have your agent on the side saying, well, you should be asking this, and then you're like, well, they're my friend. That would be odd to do that. Well, too bad. You know what? I don't care if it's awkward, odd, weird, because if my questions that mean something to me offend them, there's my answer right there. Don't go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Good filter.
If they're offended, yeah, then there's something wrong.
I would like to make a list of questions and post it up of what a single woman should ask if they're staying, and somebody's inviting them as a friend to their home. I would like to post a list of questions. Maybe you could help me draw that list up. That would be fun.
Yeah, I would like to, because I've run into some things too, and it's just, in my travels and in my, when I was single and dating, it was just like, you don't think about it, and then you get into it, and you're like, okay, this is awkward and unexpected.
Right.
You're like,
And even
well.
if you do have Brian, what if you're traveling and you do have Brian? He's not there. That person knows he's, miles and miles away. So you still have to protect yourself as a woman and as a man, as a child. So that'll be fun. Okay, I'm going to start the list, and then Kelly's such a good writer. She'll be able to add to it, and we'll fine tune it because it's important, right?
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you brought this up because it's important for everyone, really. And it's important on the guy's perspective, too, because they don't want, I'm not saying in this situation, but any situation that could look bad for a guy, too. There are guys that, and I'm saying not the situation because obviously there was something up that shouldn't have been, but, for guys to protect themselves so that it doesn't look weird on their end, or so that they don't get accused of something that, didn't happen, or so that something doesn't happen to them, like their wallet gets stolen by some chick, because you just don't know.
That's true. And they could even go into the room and just do a little mini recording and say, hi, we're here together. You're consenting that we're here together. Everything's fine. Who knows? We have to protect ourselves in this day and age. And I want to ask you guys something. Do you know if, say you have a camera, a hidden camera? A lot of people do that on the outside of their doors now, which is so smart. But what if you have one inside? Do you have to tell the person that there is a camera in the house? Do you have to relinquish that?
I'm not sure if it's for security purposes, and not like surveillance or spying. I don't think you have to disclose that. If you say that you've got that for your own protection and security, I don't think that's something you have to disclose.
Yeah, as long as you're not,
but will it stand up in court?
Well, the only reason I
don't
say that you have to disclose is because I don't think that's what you have to disclose. Is look at all the things people have been caught doing on hidden cameras. I mean, they knew if they had known that there was a camera there, they certainly wouldn't be doing it. You know, well, we have this hidden camera of this man sitting walking around this house without his clothes on, and you know, I mean,
But that's a
like anybody's
good point.
gonna really-
That's a good point.
Like
Because
nobody's
protect them, because you want them to know there's a camera. If I have somebody here, and I rarely do that, but if I have somebody come over, I'll say, hey, there's cameras in the living room. You know, there's cameras everywhere. Or no, there's cameras in the home. Simply just tell them, and that would deter them from being a weirdo.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a question. What is your New Year's resolution, Kelly?
I'm gonna focus on my health this year and making sure that I don't overlook things or think, oh, that's no big deal, and because I tend to focus more on others than myself, and I'm gonna be more balanced this year and take care of myself more. It's not that I'm gonna not take care of others, but I'm just gonna make sure that I'm taken care of, because you know I tend to put myself on the back burner, and that's not good. Because we all need to take care of ourselves.
Because it will
And
be
you know,
too draining. It drains you.
Exactly. And I'm going to do the big purge and have at least 2 good garage sales this summer and get rid of things that I don't absolutely love, so that things are more streamlined and I can find what I'm looking for. And
How can we do that, though? Like, what is the thing? Say you hold up a T-shirt or like any item of clothing. So you hold that up. What's the question? What are the questions that you would ask yourself about that?
Well, you know, I do ask myself, have I worn this in a year? But the problem with that is that my weight fluctuates, and that I have so much stuff that I can't always find it. So,
Yeah, that's not a good
know,
question, because some things from 10 years ago are still in such great quality. So I don't think that, and everybody says that, and I don't believe in that question either, Kelly. So I think it is, you know what? I think put it on and ask yourself, do I feel good in this?
Yeah, that. Do I love this? Do I feel good in this? Is this something if this was washed, would I wear this right now and love it?
That is it. That's basically it. And I've been doing this with all these piles of T-shirts that I have because they're perfectly fine, but do I feel good in it? It's too short. It's too tight. It's like I mean, I've had it for 15 years, and you know, I've got a new one over here. I'll choose that one. So then why is that taking up space? And then I just put it in a pile. Put it in a pile, Goodwill, or whatever charity you like. And if it doesn't make me feel good, because I'm a pack rat too. I have so much stuff, and I put meaning on the item as well. Like somebody gave that to me.
Yeah.
Somebody gave that to me. Yeah. Do you do that sentimental thing with items?
Oh yeah, like, oh my gosh, I remember when blah 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 blah, or this concert, or this was going on, or this in high school.
What do you put on
whatever.
your item? Mean? Do you say mean?
Meaning.
No, sentimental. Yeah, meaning, sentimental value.
Yeah. So
they say
hard.
you're supposed to take a picture of it.
Oh yeah. Or you know, I've heard of people making a T-shirt quilt, or you know, something like that. But it's like, okay, would I really do that?
I know, and that's going to add to our stuff to do.
Right, yeah, it's like, well, if I'm not actually going to do it, you know, if that's not, like, something I'm really going to do, then maybe I shouldn't hang on to it for that, you know?
It's such a freeing feeling because of being a pack rat for so long and then just finally being able to get a pile in a big, huge trash bag and just take it away. Oh, it is a
Yeah.
freeing feeling, and I've been doing that since I moved this last time, and it really does feel good. And then you will never even remember it. It's like out of sight, out of mind, and you probably already do have a. If it's that much, if it means that much to you, you probably already do have a picture of you wearing it at the concert, or probably in every photo for the last 15 years. You know, who wants to see
Oh, yeah.
that yellow T-shirt again? Even though it is by Juicy Couture, who cares? Get it, go get it. Like, get a new one. And you don't even have to get a brand new one. You can go to Goodwill and get somebody else's 15-year-old T-shirt, and that'll be new to you for $1.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I do that.
That's awesome how it works. Yeah. Yeah. That is awesome how that works. And yeah, and somebody else can enjoy what was sitting in the bag or in the back of a closet or a box that, you know, that we'd forgotten about and then came across. And then we thought, oh my gosh, remember this? And then, you know, somebody else can enjoy having that.
And that's a good point too, Kelly, because if we put that on the item that we're giving away, that, oh, now it's somebody else's turn to enjoy this that I enjoyed for so many years. Somebody else can enjoy this, and that would help us get rid of it more easily. And so all of this is really helping people. It might sound trivial to some guys out there who are like, what? I buy a new, like, I go to Marshall's every year and buy a new wardrobe, and I get rid of the old. Well, we don't do that. So it is a thing. And this New Year's resolution, a lot of people are listening right now saying, wow, that's a good idea. That helps me because it is so real, isn't it, Kelly?
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, it's not doing us any good if we're not wearing it and it's just sitting somewhere.
It takes up a half an inch of space. And that half an inch turns into an inch. And then 20 T-shirts later, that's a couple feet right there or more. And you know what? We don't have the space for it.
Yeah, that's true. I ended up having to go through an entire closet. And I ended up going through an entire dresser. I've got 3 dressers in my bedroom and then, you know, a closet, and then, you know, I've got a walk-in closet downstairs, and luckily those aren't my clothes. But I do have bags of clothes, and then I had more. Yeah, his clothes are in the walk-in down there because there's no room for his up here, and I feel bad. But, you know, it's like, then I've got more clothes and bags than I need to go through, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is overkill. And then I think my dad still has some in his basement that are mine. It's like, yeah, it's time to go through and purge some more. And
it's so
you know,
hard
I'm hoping
when they're good stuff, when it's good stuff, when it's, you know, it's good, and there's nothing wrong with it, there's no hold. It's so hard to get rid of it. It really is. But so that's why I think that the garage sale, because if you can gain monetarily from it, that helps a lot. And thank God you guys can, because some places, we were set to do a garage sale at the last place I lived, apartment, and they're like, nope, it's against the rules. We are liable for anything that may happen on this sidewalk. So we all had to pack it up, and we couldn't even do our garage sale, and that was so disappointing.
Oh my gosh, wow. Yeah, that would not be fun. And I mean, I can't even tell you all the shoes that I used to have and handbags and accessories, and I still do, but it's not to the point where it used to be. But my goodness, I could have opened up a makeup store. I had cases and cases and cases of makeup, and I used to sell makeup, so I had thousands of dollars, and I finally just, it was so much. I donated it to the YWCA for, you know, the shelter and the domestic assault survivors that were in their shelter, because what was I going to do with all of that? I mean,
and I'm
I
sure
figured
they
it would
loved
help somebody. Oh, yeah.
It helped a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, seriously, I could not wear all of that at the same time. And I mean, so these women, I mean, they have nothing right now, and they were coming in feeling horrible, so maybe brighten somebody's day, you know?
Oh, yes. And also when you said, I'd like to go into my closet and be able to find what I liked. And don't we always just kind of wear throughout the week the same favorite jeans, the same favorite sweatshirt or sweater or shoes? We do. Those are our basics. We want to go in there. We want that to be organized and find, and then we want to be able to find our good stuff. And when all that other stuff is packed in between you, you feel like you have nothing to wear.
Kelly, what is
That's
your favorite
so funny
shirt?
I do that.
Kelly, what's
The
your
show
favorite shirt?
The show
I didn't
shirt.
even say that.
But it's so funny because my dad tells me that. Like, you know, he's like, why do you have all these clothes when you only wear the same 5 outfits?
Yeah. We all do that. We all just always wear the same. But we want to have our nice outfits for every occasion, but not all that stuff in between it to where we can't find that nice outfit for the Friday night. So it's so true. I'm so glad you're purging, because this is the biggest thing that people want to do with their New Year's resolution is they want to purge, and they want to do this, Johnny. I know it might be boring for you. It might seem boring, but it's so important. And so many women struggle with it a lot.
Yeah, purging and organizing what we do have.
And have you ever heard of those parties where you get like 5 friends together to come over and they bring 5 items. Everybody brings something really nice that they love and that's high quality. And then they do an exchange. They have some kind of an exchange. I don't know how they work it, but I've heard of these things and they're real fun. You go home and you've got something fabulous, and they have something fabulous from you.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't done it.
I want to do that.
Wow.
And that's a way to get together and reconnect with people, and you can kind of pick and choose the people that you want to invite that you think, well, they haven't met this friend, and then it becomes like a networking type of thing and a get-together that's fun, and then everybody goes home with something new and really great. And you know what? That's true love right there, is when you give something that you really love, but you're not wearing it. You're just not wearing it anymore. But it's cool and it's great and it's fabulous. And it might be high quality or a designer piece or whatever. You know that somebody's going to go home and be so happy. It's totally a great kind of concept for a get-together.
Yeah, it is. I like that. Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's have that be our resolution that we came up with together on the show. And let's do one for 2020. Just one goal. Let's do one of those parties for 2020.
Yeah, I like that.
Wouldn't that be fun if you were here for that? And then we could have Karen come?
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be so cool to see what item that they brought that they just love and cherish, that's kind of hard to part with, but they will do it out of love and friendship and giving. Those are the best gifts. Because don't you go shopping and you think, and you shop, and then you're like, I want it, I like it. Well, if you love it so much, that's the best gift to give. And that makes you feel good to give something that you really like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to look it up. It's called like a gift exchange party.
Yeah, I like that. Wow.
What about
Johnny?
What?
Yeah, I was just wondering. We haven't heard much from you.
Well, my New Year's resolution is going to be the show, and it's going to be to somehow get the show mentioned in a magazine or in a newspaper, and to get us all three in the same room at the same time with Karen, you know, with the photo shoot, to make the photo shoot happen. And that's been my that is my New Year's resolution, because I want to see. You know, I think my 2019 was a good year for me. You know, that I know it's really weird considering 2018 and 17 those weren't very good years, but 2019 was a pretty good year. It's just that I think it's starting to turn into what Karen predicted. Like, Karen predicted that it would get to a point where we would be going, okay, we have Wednesday, we have Thursday. Wait a minute, I want to do Friday. You know, and instead, before Kelly came on board, it was like, you know, it was like we do a show on the 14th, we do another one on the 17th, I do a show on the 20th. You know, that's not really enough to where people know where we are. And so when Kelly came on board, and then I think when, you know, Barbara came on board, it really became a daily thing. So it's so daily now that I almost wish I could do more than one show a day. But, you know, that would be time consuming for the two of you. But we're starting to get more of a community, I think, and more of a. So my goal over the next couple of months is to make sure that I have some money saved up, but I want to make sure I have enough saved up to where I can go, you know, and I don't want to, even though there's things that I want to do, like when I meet Barbara, I think I've decided, Barbara, that all three of us are going to meet each other at the same time. You know, I don't want to, I thought about coming out to California to meet Barbara and some of her friends, but I wanted to do that with Kelly. I want to do that with Kelly there. It's just, it seems to me.
That's what we envisioned.
Yeah, it's a much better. It was weird. I was actually talking to Kelly last night, and I said, Kelly, how would you feel if I was to go to see just Barbara, you know, without you there? And you said, well, you know, I'm not going to worry about that. And then later on that night, you said, I'd feel left out. By the way, what changed? What made you change your mind, Kelly?
I thought about it because when you first asked me, I had just woken up. So I was like, I don't know. Yeah. So when I thought about it, I was like, well, I feel left out, because we'd always talked about, like, the three of us meeting at the same time and meeting with Karen. So it would just feel really weird for, you know, I'd feel left out.
I think that's the best decision, definitely, because that's what I envisioned. Hugging you guys, and the tears come to our eyes.
You know, we have a caller that's from Michigan. Now, do you want to go ahead and put this person on? Because I don't know who this person is. I know they're from Michigan.
Wow.
Is there?
I mean,
do you want to put them on?
Open for it.
Okay.
Sure.
Area code 269. Area code
hello?
269. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Jim.
Hi, Jim. Have you been enjoying the show?
I just tuned in.
How are you?
What's the topic for tonight?
It's about New Year's resolution.
Excuse me?
New Year's resolution.
What is my religion?
No, New Year's resolutions.
New Year's
I apologize.
resolution.
Oh, my New Year's. Oh, my resolution. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
you said
sorry, we're gonna talk-
religion.
No,
I
we're
don't
not
really
gonna talk
make.
about that.
I don't.
we don't
I don't really make. I don't really make resolutions.
Why not?
Oh.
No, because I feel that if you make a resolution, they're going to be broke within that first week of January.
Well, we're talking
Actually, I
about
heard a
ways that
comedian-
you don't break them.
I heard a comedian
Well,
one
you're not-
time tell a joke. He goes, "Sorry, go on."
Oh no, go ahead. My apologies.
Well, what I
we're
said was
we're
the
coming up with
comedian-
ways. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I'm sorry, Johnny. Johnny wants to tell a joke. Okay, go ahead, tell
Well,
the joke.
Okay, apparently there was this comedian that told a joke one time. He says, I don't make New Year's resolutions because I just give them up for Lent.
That's so true, man.
I should also add that another one of our regulars is on Lady Online, Pat. Do you want to put Pat on?
Yeah. Yeah. we
No,
can have a
well,
party.
and keep Jim though. Keep Jim though, right?
Sure, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Keep me. Shelley knows me, man.
All right.
Pat,
Yeah, we can have a party here.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hey,
Pat.
Pat.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I didn't hear the last few thing up to my appointment.
What?
You
What?
there?
Oh,
I said I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last few seconds because I'm heading up to my apartment. There's lots of noise. Okay, I'm in now.
Oh, okay. You had cut
Oh,
out.
but you know it's about New Year's resolutions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called to
Awesome.
listen, but Jonathan put me on. I guess he wants a resolution from me.
Well,
yeah.
Pat, we just want
Yeah.
to tell you that we have another caller on the line too, Jim, and he says that he never makes New Year's resolutions. Have you ever
I
heard
heard
of that? I mean,
Yeah,
what up
I'm-
with that? I mean, he needs to know
That's
he
right.
can keep them, but he has to have the other things it takes to make it and the other steps it takes to keep it.
That's right. He's
Right?
just being too cool.
Right?
Whoa, hold on. I'm being too cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're being too cool.
Yep.
You
He's too
are,
cool for
because
resolutions.
you should make them. What is right, Pat? He should make. There's got to be a resolution for every single person out there that they're kind of
Sure.
wanting their life to be a little different, or clean out the closet, or whatever. Simple, big. There's got to be something for everybody. So make
Yeah,
it,
and
then we'll help you figure out how to keep it.
And I don't
But
care
the
if I
thing of
break
it
them.
is-
What?
But the thing of it is, let's say, for example, smoking cigarettes. All right, my New Year's resolution is to quit smoking cigarettes. And let's say you've been smoking for 15 years, 20 years, whatever. Well, you know what? It's New Year's Eve. It's 2019. We're going into 2020. It's not quite 12 o'clock yet, so I'm going to have 5 or 6 more cigarettes. And then when 2020 hits, you're like, okay, I'm done. And when you wake up the next day, you're like, I want a cigarette.
Well, you got to prepare. You've got to go to the vape shop the day before that and have that all ready to go and say, okay,
Yeah, but the
That's in the
vapes
past.
kill people. Cigarettes.
yeah, the
yeah.
cigarettes kill so many people every year, and the thing is the pods with the THC is killing people, not the vape with the liquid, okay? So do your research, and we have a whole podcast on it with all the facts, and all you have to do is ask me, and I'll send you the link to your email, and you can listen to that.
It's not just about cigarettes. It's about any resolution. But like you said, I'm going to clean out the closet. And then you wake up on New Year's Day and you look at the closet and you're like, I don't want to do that.
Well, we're pinpointing it. Your thing with cigarettes, so I'm helping you with that. Now we've already
All right.
discussed what we're doing with the closet. We've taken care of that. What's next?
Okay.
Because at Life, Laughter, Happiness, we can take care of most anything, right, you guys?
Yeah.
What's next? What's the next resolution? Let's go to Pat. Pat, what is
Yeah.
your resolution for 2020?
Well, one is to get up off my rear end and start painting.
Wow. What kind of painting do you do?
Oh, I do animal portraits.
Wow.
Oh, she's great. I've seen her work. She is great.
And I have
Cool.
a commission. I'm so mortified at myself. I've never been like this. I don't know why, but I'm already a year and a half into this painting. It just, so many things. I don't know. I'm not even going to try and figure it out anymore. I'm just going to start painting, which I actually did last night, and I'm going to go get to some tonight too.
Great.
This woman called me up and asked me if I would do her cats in a spaceship. I thought, oh my God, this is a nut. And I texted back. I said, that's a great idea, but you wouldn't be able to see most of your cats because they'd all be looking at the window. So anyway, we came around to another motif, but most of the cats go all the way back to Polaroid black and white pictures with the, dead and gone. So that's one reason that has kept me sort of not.
It's cutting out. I can't hear her.
Pat. Yeah, Pat, you're breaking up.
No?
Pat? Sort of.
Not
Okay,
good.
Can you hear? Any better?
Yes.
Okay, this is better. Yeah.
Okay. Regarding that, quitting smoking, that's a big, serious one, and you got to do a lot of preparation for that, and you got to really mean it. You can't just sort of flippantly say, I'm going to do this for New Year's resolution. I quit.
It might not be good for a New Year's resolution. It might not be good. It's so much pressure. It's not the right time. You've got to prepare. You can't have pressure. You can't tell anybody. It's just got to be about what you really want.
That's right. I've quit a number of times, and my last time I prepared in a few ways, and the next day I woke up and it was 9/11, and I was also going through severe anxiety, and I was taking a nicotine patch, and I thought that was making the anxiety worse, so I took that off, and I was still able to quit. But you have to prepare. You have to be ready. You want it. You can't just.
Right.
But
good advice.
I think also probably New Year's resolutions have to be maybe closer to your heart, something that, smoking can be that, but I really want to do things like, continue to heal. I've got lots of issues I have to work on that I want to keep learning about.
Like mentally and emotionally?
Yeah, mentally, emotionally, anger and I'm uncovering things about myself that I just never really had a chance to look at, I guess, for whatever reason. So at this late stage in life, there's a lot of stuff I have to face. But I want to.
You're taking the steps to doing it. And you do that by calling in and, being vulnerable and laying it out there. And getting advice, and then you actually take the advice and you do it. And so that's a good feeling. So good. Yeah. You're already doing it because we're in the 15th day of the new year, and you call in all the time. You're working on it. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think, resolutions, I don't know, I think you have to have a strong attachment to it. On whatever level.
So I got a question, though.
True. Okay.
Don't mean to cut you ladies off, but let's say, all right, you want to make a resolution. Do you do it 2 days before New Year's Eve, or do you do it like, Thanksgiving, October? Okay, this is going to be my New Year's resolution. I'm going to, I got 2 or 3 months to work on this. Or do you wait 2 days before the ball drops in New York City?
Well, that depends. So just give us an example of a New Year's resolution. Besides, we've already covered the smoking, cigarettes, something that you want in your life to be changed.
Oh, no, yeah, we have already covered the cigarettes, but let's say I want to, I don't know, live healthier, eat healthier. I can't really think of things right up the top of my head.
Have to pre-prepare. Kelly, what do you think? And Johnny, Pat, like a couple weeks prior, because when you wake up on New Year's Day, you might say, oh, okay, well, it's New Year's Day, this is my cheat day. You might want to get a plan, probably maybe 3 weeks
Obviously, I
ahead
think
of time.
that here's how I look at it. Like weight loss is a good way to look at it. The way that I've lost the most weight in my life is I don't step on the scale and say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I say, okay, lose a pound. Just lose a pound.
Yes.
And then after you lose the pound, say, I'm going to lose another pound. I mean, it's obviously to give up on cigarettes with someone that's been doing it for a very long time is a very big step to make, because your body, the way your body works, you can't expect the body to just make a decision and make a turn like that overnight. I do think that it depends on what you mean by giving up smoking. Like if you mean January 1st, you're not gonna be smoking. But if you mean January 1st, you're gonna move in the direction of quitting smoking. I mean, obviously, I do think that to ask you to give something like that up overnight may not be realistic. But I think you can move in the direction of giving that up, on January the 1st. I mean, it just seems like it's, because it is true. It's like saying you're going to lose 50 pounds. That's a very tall order, because you suddenly become aware of what losing 50 pounds is. But then you say, okay, I'm going to lose a pound. It's sort of like you take it every day at a time. You stop drinking, but then, a day goes by when you don't drink. That's a day. It's a battle. It's a constant battle. Because,
But Johnny, that's such a good point with the weight loss, though.
Yeah.
It's the one thing, the weight loss, because I had to do that. And I went 20 pounds overweight, and I had to write it down. You write it down, the date, your weight, you step on a scale. Okay, and you lost a half a pound or a pound. Give yourself another day or two, because your body has to adapt. You can't just expect a pound a day. That's not how the body works. Like what you're saying, that's not how the body works. You have to know how the body works.
I have to take these 20 pounds and I have to tear it out of me, I mean,
it's going to take 3.5 months. At every 3 days, 1 pound is going to take about 3.5 months. You have to know that, so then you won't get discouraged. And then but then when you see results and you write them down every day, and maybe a couple of days it stays the same, but it's not getting more, that's good. And you keep writing that down. That gives you inspiration when you see yourself, you're actually getting results, to keep going. But the scale, people say, oh, don't weigh yourself. It is important when you really have a formula like that. It is important because you monitor yourself and you're like, okay, well, if I eat that, I'm staying the same. If I eat just a little less than that, there could be a difference. And that is how I did it. But it took 3.5 months. And you know what? It doesn't take 3.5 months to gain 20 pounds at all.
Yeah,
It
true.
It could do,
Very
a
true.
couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
It could be a couple weeks
Yeah.
or 3. Wow. And
No, I
it's
think
so,
we're
you know
about
what?
out of
My dad
time.
told me, Barbara, 10 pounds. Okay. More than 10 pounds, you better start monitoring it. And he was right, but I let it go to 20, but it took 3.5 months. So have a plan. That's all we're saying. You're kidding me.
Sure.
Out of time. I thought we had another
Yeah.
30 minutes. What? Why?
No, we're out of time. The hour's up.
What? Well, we go for an hour and
That
a half,
was
don't
fast.
we, Kelly? I thought we
Sometimes,
always
yeah.
do an hour and a half. Oh, I
I
didn't know. I
not
thought we
always.
had a 90-minute
Usually.
every night.
But
Usually. Huh.
well,
Okay.
anyway.
Oh, okay.
Are we
Are
running out of time?
Yeah, well,
I think
actually,
so.
for-
We needed
go
more
a little
time.
longer if you like. We can go a
We
little
needed
longer
more
if
time.
everybody
Honey.
wants
We
to.
needed
Yeah,
more
we can
time
go
to
for
go
another.
over all of this.
Let's go for another 30
Okay.
No.
minutes.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
needed
let's
more
do another
time.
30. Yeah,
Gosh.
boy, this is weird. Let's
Well,
do more.
I've got one more question before I hang up and go to bed.
All right,
Okay.
go for it.
One more question. I understand everything what you guys are talking about, the resolution, everything. Do you start the resolution before or after the New Year's?
I get prepared before it. That way I'm ready to go at noon. But if there's anything that I have, like it's never too late to make a good change. If I have a good change I want to make, I don't care what time it is on the calendar. I'm going to make that change.
Exactly, especially since we're doing our show on the 15th. We can't tell people do it before. Like Kelly said, any time is a good time.
Exactly like Kelly said. Just because January 1st is January 1st, we don't start it then and there. Do you prepare before, like Kelly said? That's perfect answer. I love it. Or do you do it the January 1st?
Or you just do it whenever you feel like you're going to go through with it. That's what I do. I try to go for January 1st and be prepared for it. And if it doesn't happen, I do it when I have the fire lit under my butt. Because otherwise I know I'm not going to go through with it.
Right on. That's a good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, now she inspired me. She inspired me so much with my closet because I'm doing it too slowly. I want to do it more quickly and with the pointers
Actually, I could also say
that we talked about. Now I can.
This is sort of funny
What,
because
John?
my New Year's resolution. What? Oh, sorry. Okay. Do I speak? No, it's just that I don't want to cut anybody off. Is it okay to say what I'm going to say, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like my New Year's resolution has been the show, but the funny thing is that you mentioned something about fire under the rear end. I mean, ever since the first day that I've gotten involved with Kelly and Barbara, they both had it. The fire under the rear end. I mean, Kelly would be like, okay. The day, like I wake up in the morning, I put my feet on the, get out of bed and put my feet on the floor outside the bed, and then I'll get a text message from her. Do we have a show tonight? What's the
That's right.
and then, she wears the T-shirt for 3 days, which, by the way, we need to get Barbara a T-shirt. She does, it's like, I think it just makes me wonder when Kelly's out walking around, how many people does she tell about the show? If Kelly were called in for jury duty, can you imagine how many people would hear about the show and jury duty?
Well,
I can just see that.
Oh my gosh. When I was at the Napoleon Dynamite thing with the Q&A afterward, the three main stars from the show were on the stage, and I hopped in line to ask a question. And I asked, and John Grice was on the stage, along with John Heder and the guy that was Pedro in the movie. And they're all on the stage. So we've got Napoleon, we've got Pedro, and we've got Uncle Rico. All three of them are on the stage. And, you know, I'm asking how to overcome shyness in doing public speaking. And Uncle Rico leans forward and he says, "Do you do a podcast?" And I said, "As a matter of fact, I do. It's called Life, Laughter, Happiness. And it's about helping people." And he said, "Well, okay, then what you need to do is focus on why you're doing it. Like, if it touches your heart, it lifts the veil. The veil comes up, and you focus on helping people. And then your shyness will go
How
away."
did he know you were doing a podcast?
I don't know. I wasn't wearing the shirt.
Wow.
I
Wow.
know. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, he said, "Are you going into doing a podcast?" And I said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm on one." And, you know, that's when I mentioned it.
When did this
That
happen?
is funny.
Yeah, this was last Saturday.
Wow.
Saturday. And you didn't wear
Wow,
the shirt.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to give you a tattoo, Kelly.
I know. And I said, "You guys are welcome to come on our show sometime, but I know that's not what this is about." But, you know, and this was after some douchebag was on there, like, up in the balcony, like, advertising. He's like, "I'm a small business owner, and I just got engaged, and we'd love to have you guys come to our wedding. Would you be able to do blah, blah, blah?" And then, you know, Uncle Rico is like, "Yeah, this, thanks for derailing it. You know, this was questions about the movie, and you just totally succeeded in turning it around. It's all about you."
Did you know?
You know?
I guess you're right. That's probably right. Yeah. But let me tell you something. You know, Bill Hader. Did you know that Bill Hader is a twin?
Oh, you mean John Heder? Yeah, he mentioned it.
Don Hader
Yeah.
is a twin. Yes, Don Hader is a twin.
Yeah.
He has a twin brother.
Yeah, he
I
mentioned
never saw the
it.
movie. I
Oh,
never
it's
saw
good.
the
You
movie.
should. Oh, it's good. And so, but God, it was hilarious. Like, you know, the question and answer, and then it was so cute, the little kids that would come up and ask questions. I mean, everybody was going, "Oh," with the cute little things that they would think of to ask. But, you know, it was just a little side thing that our show got mentioned in front of, you know, all these people, and it was just, you know, they asked me what the name of it was. I didn't have, you know, to be the douche that was bringing it up in front of everybody.
Yeah, this guy's name is Don Hader, right?
Yeah, Heater.
What's going on?
How did we get a radio station? Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
How did we get on the radio? That's all right. Like, wow, we got music.
Oh, that was Pat. Wow. So that's cool. I love that. I love that. And Kelly gets a lot of feedback from our show, which is cool. And we just need to turn that into the people who are doing that, put that on. We want to post that. And Jim, can we get a hold of you, or can you please contact us on our Life, Laughter, Happiness Facebook page? What do you do, social media? Any?
I don't do anything on social media. I'm friends with Kelly. I can message her and she can tell me how to do that stuff.
Cool. Okay, good. So you can connect.
You're on Facebook, though, right?
I'm curious. I'm curious. You know, I'm actually, everyone stopped me before I asked Kelly this question earlier. Kelly, if you were sequestered into jury duty, what do you think would happen? How much do you think everybody else in the jury would be hearing about you, or would hear about the show?
I might slip it in there a little bit.
What?
Yeah, I might slip it in there a little bit, like, as my occupation, even though, you know, I'd probably.
Yeah, well, it is, Kelly.
Yeah.
It is your occupation, and it is your passion. Yeah. And you know what? That's what I want to make a point of, because it is. and you work very hard on it, and you do a great job. And
I can just
every
imagine
single
that
day.
Thank you. So everybody
so,
would
like-
have to know. For that.
You're
Yeah,
you're
everybody-
a talk show co-host. I mean, that's what you do. You're on a talk show. You're on a radio show. You're on a podcast. All of the above. That's what you do.
Yeah.
What
Never
I
mind
thought
all
was
the
kind of
details.
interesting
That's
was-
nobody's business, Johnny. That's what she does.
No, I know, but
Yep.
I always thought it was kind of interesting the way that she kind of it sort of evolved, and she sort of evolved into the position very beautifully. You know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
it was a
she was
natural
like,
thing.
Yeah, it was like it went from we're doing an experiment today to this is my friend Kelly who's been helping me out to, and this is my co-host Kelly.
Yeah.
Should have been that way from the beginning. Because it was not really a friend that's helping you out. It's like she was the co-host extraordinaire from the beginning. I do believe this. And it was meant to be. And you know what? I love when Karen says, nothing happens by accident. It's all happening for a reason. It's like meant to be. It's not like, oh, she's just there and that's why she's there. No. It's meant to be. She's totally qualified and capable and perfect for the position. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be here.
Aw.
So true.
Kelly-
That's what we've always said.
Yeah.
Kelly has always been inspirational, no matter what she did. I'm not gonna, bring not her personal info out, but anything she's done ever since I've known her, she's been great at everything she's done. So.
Wow, that must feel
thank you.
good to hear that. And yes,
Yeah,
but we
thank
know
you.
that, but it always is wonderful to hear. You never can hear that too much. People are like, oh, you probably hear it all the time. But that's okay. We
No, I
like to
don't.
hear it. So thanks, Jim, for saying that, because we feel that
thank
way.
you. Thank you, because I don't hear that a lot, so I do appreciate that. Oh,
Really?
Yep.
Because you
No matter
are
what you've
amazing.
No matter what you've done as, when we were teens or growing up or whatever, you've done everything. You've done everything to your best expectations.
well, thank you. That is so sweet. I really appreciate that. Yeah. We grew
Well, I
up
was
together.
ready to-
went to school together.
Really? Because I was
Yeah.
going to tell Jim, I'm going to take her away. I was getting ready to pack her, Brian, and her dad up, and all of her beautiful little animals, and bring them out west. Yeah, you're going to really miss her.
Damn,
Yeah,
you live out west. You better bring me if you got a horse. I'll ride the damn horse all day.
Well, that's my dream to have a horse. Yeah.
Me too. I think my dad's girlfriend might miss him and his best friend John and
She
their
can come too.
okay. And their
But the
band
best
buddies
friend.
and their card buddies and family and I think
See, that's why I think I wish this to be true, that she could just come out here. But you know what? I see that she has all these friends and the family, and it's just such a tight unit out there, and it would be very hard to drag her away. But I can tease you and say, I'm trying.
I know, but hey, why don't I do like Karen and have different, like when she was, like earlier when she'd have a house in Europe and she'd have a house here and there in New York and whatever. I could have a house out there and I could have a house here and just, divide my time and, when I make the big bucks.
Yeah. If you don't think it cannot happen. I mean,
Right.
that's how
You
we
know?
manifest. And we do manifest.
Yeah. So I'll manifest.
And that's
that I
a
get
good thing to say, right? You guys,
Yeah.
tonight, it's
Yeah.
about manifesting because you can do it. And New Year's resolutions, it is about mind power and how do we do it. And everybody makes them and they can't keep them. Well, take it one step further and really manifest it and envision it. Write it down. If you're serious about it, you can do it.
This is what all the astrologers have been talking about. This is this year is the beginning of manifestation that for the next decade.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna dream
Exciting.
big then, damn it.
Huh?
I'm gonna dream big, damn it. I'm gonna have a residence
Yeah.
here and an apartment out there, and I'm gonna have horses, and I'm gonna. Why not?
I love it.
Yeah. Why not?
Starts with a dream. It does. If you think
Actually,
it,
it's funny
it's the first
because
step.
I always,
Yeah.
whenever I go buy a lottery ticket, it's always funny. I always think of, and it's sort of funny. Every time I watch I've seen this movie 100 times. But one of the movies is Rocky 2, and he's doing a press conference for, they said to him, well, Mr. Balboa, the money you're going to win for this fight is rather substantial. What are your plans on doing with the money? And he goes, oh, well, first you got to play the red. Then, but what he does is he doesn't list, with the exception of maybe a few hats, everything he wants to get is for other people. Like statues for the church, and and he goes, and one of the things he said was his Muppet toys for the kid. Bert and Ernie, what's the name of that frog? Anyway, and it's sort of fun.
Kermit.
I was buying a lottery ticket. I got $100,000 if I was going to win. I didn't win the $100,000, but I was I was thinking all these things in my head of things that I would do, and I would get laptops for Kelly and Barbara each. Really nice ones so they can use it, and then it's sort of like that's what I would do. And I think they would each get laptops. If I won the Powerball tonight, then which is about 290 something million. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an airplane for the show, and
they're worth the whole money. You got to pay a pilot.
Yeah, I'm going to get an airplane for the show, and then I'm going to fly you and Barbara around all over the place, all over the world, and do things, and that's what I would do. And then of course, you would each get your own laptop and your own Ferrari. I would actually get a Ferrari for the show. That's one thing I would do if I got the lottery. I wouldn't drive it.
Just one?
But I wouldn't drive the Ferrari for obvious reasons, but I would get a Ferrari for the show. It would be the Life After Happiness Ferrari. I mean, I just can imagine Barbara driving
So one Ferrari, so it gets passed from state to state, person to person.
No. You would each get a Ferrari, but I have this idea. I just would love to see Barbara driving around in a Ferrari. That would be just hilarious. Because it would be so perfect. I mean, she's driving around and it's like, because it looks like, it's like, her walking up to people and saying, this is a Life After Happiness Ferrari. And then, of course, in a few years, Priscilla can get her Ferrari. And can you imagine, what would you do if I won the lottery and I bought Priscilla a Ferrari, Barbara? What would you think?
Uh-oh. Is she
See here. Yeah, she's still here. Barbara, you there?
Brian and Kelly have their separate wing in the Life After Happiness estate. Barbara and Priscilla and Johnny has his wing. And we all have, and Karen has her wing. We have wings in the estate, but we have a Life After Happiness.
Oh, you run.
Yeah.
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 But I was just going to say, Barbara, that if I win the lottery, I'm going to buy you a Ferrari, and when Priscilla gets
I know,
16,
I heard you. I heard you, but I would say, don't know why I had it on mute, and I was like, don't do it. Don't buy her one. She has to work for it. Like we all have had to work for things. You have to instill the values and the work ethic. So don't worry about her Ferrari, okay?
Barbara,
worry about our Ferrari.
Priscilla with the Ferrari. Well, I can't drive, so I don't need a Ferrari. I just need an airplane. I'm going to get an airplane for the show, and then it'll be with the words "Life After Happiness" on the side of it. And
that sounds good, but you need a limo. You need a limo then if you don't drive.
Now, one thing I can do is one thing I did think about is a Super Bowl commercial for the show. That's another thing I thought about.
Your mind's going. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I did
see
a question, Matt.
Commercials for the final. I couldn't believe it. The commercials, they had amazing commercials for the finals of the NFL. So, I mean, why wouldn't it be Johnny? He could do a commercial. Why not? So I like it that we're throwing all these ideas out because that's what dreams are made of. This right here. And that is what turns into reality. Is when you first dream.
I'm just saying, this is a true story. Many years ago, I entered in this contest called Guess the Invention, and the winner got $1,000. And I basically, I was talking to the person that was organizing this contest, and I said, so, who do you think the contest was? You had to guess who won the invention. You had to guess what this person's new invention was. Okay, and so I said, well, what kind of what is this? I mean, did they tell who won it? And she goes, well, I don't know, because she was actually supposed to be the one that was supposed to announce the winner. And then, I am not making this up, the phone rings, and it's somebody telling me that I won the contest.
Whoa.
Well, that's not even the whoa. That wasn't even the whoa. I won. Okay, this is what I won. I won $1,000. Okay, but there is a envelope game that I got to play, where the odds of winning are 1 in 105. Had I won, I would have won $100,000.
Wow.
And
wow,
I was going to play this game on a particular day. So as you can probably understand, leading up to this day that I'm going to play this game, which I didn't win, I didn't win. I was like going through in my mind, if I win the $100,000, what am I going to do with the money? I mean, it was just amazing. I have never had that kind of money in my life. And it was just, but it goes into a manifestation thing because, as far as the contest was concerned, I was literally talking to the lady that was organizing it a few days earlier at dinner. I mean, we were talking about it at a dinner table, at a restaurant. And then, a few weeks later, this person calls me up and tells me that I won.
Wow.
I mean, it just kind of blows you away a little bit.
And you won the other day. I was trying to say, it was only $40, but I mean that's $40 is a nice dinner.
No, actually $50. It was $50.
Oh.
It's $50 is what I won, and then but it was. I think it was just one of those things. It was just But anyway, I think we might be about. I don't want to. I mean, I think we might be almost approaching the 30 minutes afterwards. So this is almost the 90 minutes. Whose turn is it to say the shout out? Is it? I think it might be your turn, Barbara. Right?
No, I don't
I
think
did it
so.
last night. I thought I did it
Really?
last night. Didn't I?
Oh,
Yes.
it's fine. Either way.
All right, Barbara, it's your turn.
But
Your turn.
How cool is it that we bounced all these ideas out and we got inspired, right, guys? Right?
Yeah,
Right,
this was
Jen?
fun.
Yeah. Kelly
Yes.
and Johnny.
Yeah, thanks, Jen, for
Good.
being on here. This was cool. And
Yeah,
we
that
still have
was
Pat.
cool.
Pat.
Pat.
still on?
Yep.
Hey, thanks,
She-
Pat. This was very fun.
And she said
Yeah.
that it was the year of the manifestation. I didn't know that. Did you?
I didn't either. No, this is
You
cool.
want to hear more?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Astrologers have been talking about this month and exact date of January 12th, 2020 for, gosh, I've been reading about it for at least 4 years. And it's both, you know, positive and also disturbing, you know. But what was conjunct in last week, a number of planets were conjunct, and then the moon, full moon, and eclipse, and so on and so on. One aspect of it has not happened for 500 years. You go back
Wow.
500 years, and I'm not a religious person, but was it Luther that brought in Christianity or something? The change 500 years ago was that big. We are now at the beginning of a whole new world. I think a lot of people can say last year was horrible and that people have gone through a lot of losses.
A lot of people have said that.
Up until
Mhm.
this year, we had to let go, so we can begin this new world. And if we didn't let go, things got taken away from us. You know, betrayals and friendships overnight, all kinds of things. And it had to make way for what's ahead of us. And, you know, the age of Aquarius, we're finally in that cycle now. We're at the beginning of it. We really are heading towards a new world. And it's interesting. One astrologer was saying, you know, you've got to think about in the next week or so, how are you going to present yourself? What are you going to think? What are you going to decide to do? And then she said, how do we know? We've never been here. We haven't, you know, this is 500-year-old new place. So how can we even know where we're going? It's totally new, and it's exciting, and it's exhilarating. And one aspect of it is to really, really manifest for yourself. And this doesn't mean manifest in all the ways that you have, you know, for other people or what you want for yourself. You compromise because of whatever. You really have to think about why you were brought into this world, what you've wanted to do your whole life. Now is the time to look at it and say, now I can do it. Now I can begin. So,
Wow.
you know, as far as resolutions, this is the year. And the planet Uranus, that's one of the outer planets, which means it passes through very slowly. So its effect takes place and stays for a long, long, long time. So decisions that we're making now is going to last, and we're going to see the effect way, way, way down the road. The slower moving planets are generational. Probably, well, at least me, I was born in the 50s. My generation were the flower children, the peace, all that. Each generation has their own personality as far as what they do in the world and bring into the world. And those are the outer planets, the slower moving planets like Saturn and Uranus and Pluto. They're all doing big stuff right now. And they're all going to have a long-lasting effect. And also Capricorn and Saturn, something hasn't been in this position for well, it's going to be in this position now for the next 30 years. Capricorn is the taskmaster. It's all about seriousness and discipline. And anyway, it's very, very loaded. And you know what? All of this started as soon as it started to break free. Trump started creating stuff, you know. I mean, we've been doing inner work because Uranus was retrograde for the past 6 months. It went direct this past week. That means we're going to start to see changes both within our own worlds, but also the world. And a lot of it's going to be tough. And people have to be willing to just ride what's happening in the world and not let fear. This is another interesting thing that I read. We can't let fear get to us anymore. We can't let the social media, the media's, we have to look at what's happening in the world and say, I'm so sad for that, but not get pulled into it.
With pure love.
Because that effect of fear, it's actually gone and dead. The door is closed on it, but we don't know that because the world is still trying to convince us that it's real. We really have to start believing it's behind us. We can still be compassionate. We can still do what we can, but we cannot get pulled into it anymore.
Wow. And I don't want you to get cut off because we're at our last minute. But I think that we're all in agreement that we need to bring Pat back on to dive deeper into this subject. That'd be great. Would you like to do that, Pat?
Well, sure.
Okay.
I can talk about a lot of
deeper
things.
meaning of manifestation.
Really, everyone believes
how to do it.
Yeah, there are a million ways. I've been burning candles, and I never buy crystals, but I bought a couple, and I've got them in a dish. You find your own way.
Me too.
And
me too.
You don't
have them in a dish too.
Yeah.
And the bracelets and all that. But also, we have on YouTube with all of our shows, like an abundance of shows. We have a wonderful manifestation show that Karen Page detailed about how to go about doing it, because people are like, okay, I would love to manifest. Well, how do I do it? Well, we have a show, and I think, you know what? We have a space on our website, and I'm going to put that up as our featured show. Because,
great.
Oh, good.
Yes, I will put that up, and then people can refer to that. But
this is a perfect time to do that again.
Perfect time, like you said, Pat. So I'm going to put that up, and then we're going to dive deeper into it in a very near future show. And this is exciting, you guys. So thank you. Thank you for everybody that was here, Johnny, Kelly, and Jim, and Pat. And, wow, I'm inspired. This was fun.
Thank you.
So, you guys, I'm going to do the shout-out before we're cut off. Please
thank you for having me.
Wait.
Yeah, thanks.
Stay on. Jim, thank you so much. And stay on. I just want to say, everybody who's listening, if you didn't catch everything, go to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to listen to the show again, our New Year's resolution show, which was super fun, you guys. And please visit our YouTube and our Life After Happiness group on Facebook, because Kelly always puts up what's going to be on next. And we do this every day, so there's always something next. And our Twitter and our Instagram. Send us your quotes. Send us those fun quotes that people are passing around out there and you just love to read. We want to put those up. So send it to us and write to us. We love you guys. Thank you so much. What a wonderful show. And I wish you your resolutions to come to fruition. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night, Kelly. Good night,
All right, thank
Barbara.
you.
Good night. Thank
good
you
night,
all.
everyone.
Good night, Pat.